Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to whoever you are and wherever you are in this glorious world. My name is Stephanie Hunter. Still live in Hamilton, New Zealand, and our gorgeous friend New Zealand then. I was going so smoothly, my tongue was working and all. I was doing quite well until I coughed it up. Okay, how are we today?
Oh, it's going to be one of those days, is it?
Absolutely, love it. Gotta have joy, gotta have joy, gotta have joy. Okay, guys, this is our daily boost, our quantum daily boost for the 12th of May. All right. So as per usual, if you like what you're hearing, please put a thumbs up down below. Oh, I disappeared in front of myself then. There we go. Thumbs up down below. Please, please, please subscribe. The more subscribers we get on board, the more people we can reach, because YouTube likes that analytics and starts sending out messages to more and more people. Please do that. Feel free to copy and paste the URL link, which is above the video here, and share it with your kind folks who you think will be interested as well. Any questions or queries, drop them in the comments down below. Now, just saying that as well, just remind you, on the weekend we do our deeper dives. And if you have a subject you want us to look into, please contact us, whichever way you feel comfortable doing so, and give us some clues or some ideas or some suggestions as to what you want us to cover with the cards on Saturday and Sunday this week. Okay, so let's get started on today's dive. Right, so I'm going to put a card for the past using our message for the past using our quantum essences. So I'm just doing a quick shuffle here, and the card that comes out for today is, oh, very interesting. So this is past, guys, remember? Trauma.
Oh, how did I guess that?
Ah, there we go. We're so in touch and tune, aren't we? So let's just jump over to trauma while I'm just waiting for the message to land into my inner being. The trauma is as what it says, but doesn't necessarily need to be bleak message. Okay, this is remember, this is our past. This is our past card. So for all this particular essence comes through to help us to release all levels of trauma, both emotional and physical and psychological. And again, I'm a keen person. I often say perceived trauma falls into the category with this as well. So you're not what you yourself have actually lived through, but if you've watched other people living through that trauma, or you've been told repetitively that you did have that trauma, remember the spoken word repeated becomes fact. All right, remember that phrase. The spoken word repeated becomes fact. So if somebody told you over and over and over and over and over again you had a trauma, and you'll start to doubt yourself, and then you'll start to believe what they're telling you because, well, it's been said so often it becomes an actual fact, becomes historical. So this beautiful essence helps us to release perceived traumas as well. It helps you to get grounded. Now, when you're in a state of trauma, you fall into the fight or flight scenario. See, the last thing you are is grounded. You're running, you're hiding, you're jumping, you're flying, you're doing whatever it takes, or you're fighting. The last thing you are is taking a deep breath and staying grounded. So trauma steps in, and the essence of trauma helps us to stay grounded and helps to bring you back to the present, to the here, to the now, not flying back or jumping back or being pulled back to traumas in our past over and over and over again. Coming back to the present, going back to the past, coming back to the present, going back to that's really exhausting. It's like doing 10 rounds of Mike Tyson when you're living in a state of trauma. So this beautiful essence comes through to help us right here, right now, to release the things that no longer serve us from our past, our experiences, perceived or real experiences from our past, helps us to step forward into our future and be settled, ready for the beautiful world that's unfolding and creating right here, right now in front of us. If you look forward with clear eyes, you will see them nice and clearly. So the affirmation for this beautiful essence today, relating to the past, okay? So when you're thinking of this particular reading and you're thinking about this particular part of the reading relating to trauma, I invite you to repeat this affirmation 3 times and then that's it, it's done. Because I'm being told that the affirmation we're going to bring forward to you at the end of the video is about looking forward. So this particular affirmation is to help you to release the past and then done, finished, gone. Okay, so 3 times, please repeat this. In the ocean of life, I find shelter and peace. I am safe and I am looked after. In the oceans of life, I find shelter and peace. I am safe and I am looked after. One more time with gusto. In the oceans of life, I find shelter and peace. I am safe and I am looked after. Boom, done, gone. I'm back in the present. My traumas have been released.
Right, I've got one more thing to add with the trauma. I'm not sure if you actually mentioned it, but remembering that trauma can be passed on through ancestral lines. As an example, your grandfather could have been in the trenches in or great-grandfather in World War I. And he comes out of there and he has all those memories and everything. And those memories can be passed on through the ancestral lines. And so, of course, we have 4 grandparents and we have 8 great-grandparents and we have so a lot of the trauma within the ancestral lines are, I feel, at this present moment in time, being cleared.
Great. Thank you for bringing that up. Absolutely true.
Mm.
Now, I just want to go down a little bit deeper in that, actually, now that Karen's brought that subject back to my attention. I was listening to another tarot card reader who explained what the essence of evil is.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she explained that she was being told quite clearly, and it resonated with me so clearly that I had shivers up and down my spine, that evil is actually ancestral trauma passing down through ancestral lines. So when we're in a state of trauma, fear, emotional imbalance, we release an energy called loose energy, which feeds the negative entities. So they want us in a state of trauma forevermore because it's constant food source for them. Okay.
Yeah.
Sit with what I'm going to tell you. Maybe the first time you've heard this. Sit with what I'm going to tell you. It's not quite as unreal as you think it might be. But if they can keep their food source coming through over and over again, and they sort of put the workload in now, it's like going to the university and getting a degree. You do the hard work now, create the trauma now. Then over the years, as your life unfolds and the degree pays back over and over again, and so relate that to over the years, the trauma gets passed down through DNA, through the children coming through the children coming through, from grandchildren, from great grandchildren, and so forth. Hey, if you've done all your work, sit back and relax and enjoy the dividends. Yeah. So trauma essence here. When I was listening to that description, I went, oh my gosh, that is why the trauma essence has come through, the quantum essences, to not only to release the traumas from our ancestral line, but to cut the feeding to the negative entities which are keeping us less than we possibly can be in this world.
Magic. Wow, we could really dive deeply into that, but we won't today. So because otherwise these videos will end up being an hour long, and we're trying to keep them nice and short and sweet. So yeah, oh yeah, they could be days, couldn't they? But anyway, so cleavers, this came up for one of our readings last week, so I won't go over too much about the physicality. It's a wonderful herb to help clear lymph, and so basically helps flush through. So if we look at it as a emotional essence, it helps to really give you comfort and help you have deep restorative sleep and amazing dreams. Now, we know that we release much in our dream state.
Yeah.
And that takes us nicely into the trauma of old past, whether it's ours or ancestral. So consequently, then what I feel that Cleavers does in this respect is help us clear it from our cellular matrix, our being, so that it actually clears beautifully. So we're not holding on to it, because if our detoxification processes, and it's emotional as well as physical, aren't releasing, then we just keep reliving it. So if we allow Cleavers as an essence to help release these cellular memories out into the ground to be released and transformed into positivity.
Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
Okay.
So guys, if you're having some really vivid dreams over the next couple of days, or you're driving the car and you have a sudden flashback to something from the past, understand that that's what these cards are telling you. It's okay. We know what's happening with you. We're here to support you every step of the way. Just call the essence of these cards in to assist you and to guide you and to protect you, to be comforting for you, whichever way it serves you to highest good. Okay, that's fantastic. So that's awesome. Our past for the 12th of May. I'm just shuffling the cards again for our future. So this is for future and present with our quantums. Symbol of what comes up. Okay, I want that one, whichever that one is. What's that one? That one there. Ah, great. Perfect match what we've just been talking about today. Okay. Reassurance.
Oh.
Isn't that perfect?
Yeah.
So whilst you're going through the release of all the past traumas, okay, and you're clearing out, as Karen said, Cleavers is helping you to clear out. So it's not just clearing out physically, it's clearing out emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, every which way but loose, okay? reassurance is there to say, it's okay, I've got your back. You're not alone, you're never alone, you never will be alone. Understand that we're doing this procedure, we're going through this process called clearing out in this particular video. That's the sense of the key phrase, because of what's coming forward for you. And know, like you know, that you are safe and you are looked after. And what's coming forward in the very near future is nothing but the best of the best of the best, far beyond your wildest imaginations.
Magical.
That's getting reassurance for you.
And interesting, they are poppies, aren't they, on the
Yes,
actual photo? And what we associate poppies with?
Oh, First World War. Oh my gosh. So it all ties back into place, guys, doesn't it, eh? That's amazing.
Yeah. So what's the affirmation for reassurance?
Affirmation reassurance. I am sanctuary for your heart, encouraging you to find your own voice. I am a sanctuary for your heart. It's a heartfelt, heart-led, encouraging you to find your own voice.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Very green.
Oh, yes.
So, nettles. Most of you have experienced nettles in one way, shape or form, I'm sure. You might have had nettle tea, or you might have had experience of falling into nettle bushes. I remember in the UK, we were living on the canal and my dear son fell into a load of nettles off his bike. Oh my gosh, they can really get you going. They're stinging nettles, of course. They are amazing, amazing herbs, though, for basically skin and antimicrobial, antioxidant. It helps with arthritis, can also ease gout. But did you know, this is a did you know thing, is stinging nettles, and many other plants actually, but stinging nettles help clean the ground that they're living on.
Cleaning the ground of what? Everything.
Of chemicals and everything else. So you have to be very careful where you get your stinging nettles from, because if you're getting nettles that have only just established somewhere, they'll be cleaning the ground up. So it's probably a good idea just wait a few seasons so that they can clean the ground up and also allow good nutritious growth, because they're very high in iron, and nettles are very high in iron. They make great food. You can make wonderful nettle soup if you're game. So that's the nettles as a herbal. Now, nettles as a an essence is helping you be defended against unresolved trauma.
Oh my God. No way.
Yeah, way. Honestly. And it's sort of like, it helps. It also helps people who are highly sensitive to be able to cope with their feelings. And I think so, Stephanie, we've talked about empaths and things. Nettles are a wonderful emotional support for empaths as they're working their way through and helping them to disconnect from other people's emotions. So it's a really wonderful, it's really, really important that it's used for helping you cope with unresolved trauma as you're releasing it. So
I think I'm going to go bring myself a cup of nettle tea.
Yeah, what a perfect combination
of once again
cleavers and nettle and trauma and reassurance for today. Wow.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So I think that's a really good place to leave it, Karen. We can't get much better than that, can we?
No,
well,
we can't.
We can delve a lot deeper because we can talk forever about these things. But right here, right now, is where we're going to leave it for today. Because we want you to get started on your day of brilliance. We want to help you get started on your day of positive changes, of new beginnings, of being safe and reassured, and letting the past go and moving forward with clarity and peace and harmony in your heart. May today be that day for you, the 12th of May. What an awesome, powerful day it will be for you. And we will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye for now.